And welcome. My name's Derek, and I sell physical media on eBay. I make videos about that kind of stuff. This is What Sold Video and sponsored video. Singing a song from a 1970s TV show. They call him Flippr. Stop music. So it's I gotta back in all these different pages here. So streamed again. That's a lot of tearing stuff apart. Tell you what. I mean, if I was a little more learned on some of that, or I took stuff apart. I mean, as soon as I got to like the laptop hard drive, as soon as I did the first one, from that point on, it only took like 2 minutes to take them apart. Don't get a whole lot, but it's still stuff I had. This is not the scrapping video, but it is something that my hands feel it from working that screwdriver. So it's 6 sales, 180, we'll say 185. There's an auction. You can't really see it. An auction of a bunch of almost the last bit. I have a sealed Brown Bigelow, which was like an advertising company that of cards that they're advertising their own company. And those favorite movie ones. So that's it. That's the rest of all the playing cards I have. So that's all. But when I get done pulling this stuff, I'm going to bring up the phone, bring up an app, and go from there. C44 Reggae in the full effect. The print is so fine. $10. All right, this there's 39 different decks of cards. Some of them are going to be the 2 set. And got a total of $45.73 for that. I mean, it was an auction, so it got like 12 bids and went up to $7.50, right? But the trunk is in the shipping. Yeah, C43. Amadeus. Amadeus. So 1984. Falco. Released. Amadeus. Rock on. I waited a long time to do that. Amadeus. In the beginning of that song, they go over a lot of information about Amadeus. Falco. I think they're Canadian or something. And yeah, he was a phenom for sure. So Amadeus. 47. So sealed multi-disc. Typically, Amadeus in just general, no. This is a sealed multi-disc. Which gave it quite a bit more. That's not... Oh, that'd be good if I finished that. As you are. So, Stained. Self-title. $34. I think this is one I did resurface, actually. Yeah, because there's a few minor scuffs. And even if you see... Oh, well, you can see these over here. But if they have that in there, that's going to be... I mean, it's so minor. It's like a hairline. But I'm still going to write minor surface scuffs. I don't use the word scratch because it's too negative of a connotation. So a scuff is still something that could be permanent. Another pair of sunglasses, ones I've had for no date stamp on those, but they kept getting enough interest, and I got $30. Brighton, which is a name synonymous with like Pandora's Box and Spencer's back in the 90s and early 2000s. Brighton. The Accused, $12. So that is 6 for 184. Kind of shift gear here. I got an email a couple days ago from an app developer and made intentionally for reselling mostly physical media. I looked at it. I haven't used it yet. I downloaded, I read some of the information, all the other stuff, and I haven't used it yet. So the point, that's probably going to be too little, too few, I should say. So the app, I mean, it is Friday. We are going to have a details conversation later on today. And I don't think, since I inferred, I didn't ask directly, since I inferred an email, I didn't get any response back to my inference of if there's any reservation of me saying what it is, because it's going to be what it's not, and it's going to be free advertising for them, or it's going to be what it is, and it's going to be a sponsor, and it's free advertising for them, and I didn't do anything wrong. Either way, it's free advertising for them. So I got approached. I'm not going to go over much of any of that detail. Why me, 700 some odd subs a year? I don't know. I mean, people pick other people for specific reasons. Same thing as you, the viewers, the subscribers, pick me to watch, and there's others that you guys watch. I mean, if you want to keep me on replay and just help yourself, I'll take the view hours. I mean, actually, they're pretty good for what they are. They're above standard, above average, or whatever. But that is a question that I'm going to ask on not only that, why me, but on top of that, I'm going to suspect, since it's a newer app, they probably paid for databases for some stuff. There's a lot of things that just don't come up on eBay that even I scan and don't come up on Amazon and or Abe Books or Biblio or any of those places. I don't have to refer to them often. It's few and far between that I get a book that's going to be 50 cents, $1, or $2, or whichever, that has the information in it and what it is can't be found. And it's good enough to be able for me to keep, but it can't be found anywhere. So it's just one of those, yeah, I'll buy. And sometimes those could be the books that end up getting called, but I have those for a couple of years just to really see if someone wants it. But there's going to end up being stuff like that through this app. So this app, I fixed it to where I took the lock screen off. It's called Flippr, faster than lightning. Something about nothing is smarter than he. Something like that. Flippr. All right. So it's called Flippr. Never used it. So if they greenlight everything, then cool, which I suspect they will. All right. So you can see I haven't done anything in here. Flippr Access music and audio, I suppose. Flippr Access photos. So we will go select a category, movies. It is neither. All right. So I guess we'll go movies. Oh. So this is going to be a CD. So just regular camera. And you just take a picture as of like that, because most listings are going to have that. So what it's going to do, it's going to, now it's loading up. I never used this before. It's just learning the information, getting the information. So I picked one intentionally without a barcode. Oh. Okay. So I said in an email that there's still a few bugs and quirks and stuff. Oh, because it's in game. So you gotta. Okay, so there's one that. So it did show up. Total value $10. One 2766. That looks like. Oh yeah, so these are going to show. So I have my default as used, as not new. So 2766 right here. You can click that, and that way I'll move you to the listing. Obviously, that's my listing, right? Because I can change this offer settings and all that. This is mine. And it'll show that there's another one. Now, I am not sure. Okay. So settings. So we have eBay. So you could show eBay, and I think Amazon is on there as well. I think you do both at the same time or individual. Well, let's see here. The CD doesn't have an Amazon, so it's only eBay. And it'll give you a basic sell-through rate if that were to be the point. Flippr score. There's going to be nothing because it probably doesn't have much of any. Settings. eBay. And then there's all the settings that you have to go into in the bulk settings to narrow down exactly. So it is something that is listed 2766. So this is an example that it will find that specific thing, and it is linkable to at least I know a listing, which is mine. So we just go barcode. Barcode scanned. Judy Garland. Okay, Judy Garland. So it's showing a couple. Actually, with the penguin on it. So it's not a CD. Let's go movies. So you have to make sure you click that category. So I guess if you already have a stack of stuff going. So $6. Again, this is for used. This one is new. So we will, where do I change? Filter. Okay, so I want some Judy Garland new. It's scanned. Oh, because I didn't go back into movies again. So that will take a little time for that to start to get to used to that. But the biggest part that I am more interested in is this next upcoming feature. So they say, so these are going to be CDs. All right, so you have the scan. So they'll bring that up. So you have a bulk option up here. We're going to be in CDs. What I'm going to do is you don't want to have too many. So what this is going to do, it's going to try to read. Again, this is a new app. So on the quick, if you scan, if it's on eBay and or also Amazon, it's going to show on which of the two it's on and their prices. Okay, so now it's finding those specific titles and it's going to start bringing up on what's where. So I'm sure and it gets improvements. We're probably used to apps that work fairly quick because they're constantly improved upon. And like anything, you could consider AI as the same thing as human intervention and hot fixes and patches and stuff, right? But AI kind of, I don't know if this is, it is because it's using AI for image recognition and history and knowledge, right? So here is, we're looking for out on the road, the flirtations with. That's one, that one. So this is now, that's what I call 80s music. All right, so here comes another one. So this is showing that this is listed for 12 bucks. Used, because it's default used. This one is new. Strauss. Bob Dylan. I know I have some Bob Dylan in here. So, especially that one. I know I have that one. Bob Dylan self-portrait. Oh, they got all the way down here. I went from this little gatefold right there. So Bob Dylan self-portrait. 38 bucks. Listed used. So it's going to keep finding these. So it has a Flippr score of 6.3. So the higher the score, the better the sell-through rate, if we're going to use that jargon. So 50% sell-through, $15 max cost and profit. Okay, so that gives a basic understanding that if it sells for 38 bucks, which I will assume, because we have 66.84, which might be mine because it's free shipping. The picture doesn't look like it is. It is not, but it did sell for $48 across the pond. So this is getting accurate. So $48 total across the pond would most likely be right around that $38. And that $38.06 really, really sounds like a price I would. Oh, use. All right, so you can click on that, and then you'll be able to bounce around a little on more information. So, sold. All right, that comes in handy. There we go. Sold. It's on the left. Those are the recent sales. And it's showing 66, so 72, almost 50, 66, and active is 85. Mine is free shipping. So all those are higher, are at those prices. Active used. Yes, that is used. So I found information like that. So if we go here, this R Strauss, which I think is new. Right here. It is new. Pittsburgh Symphony. So this one would not be mine. Well, that's showing sold for 20 bucks. Active, 0. Used. Mine is listed as new, right? So that's another setting I'd have to go in here and try to figure out more. So that is the one that I am more, and depending on how many more pictures I could get, and this is just here, right? It's going to find these because these are ones that are listed. So I already have plenty good enough examples I can bring up. This stuff is already listed. Most likely some of it already has a sales history. It's stuff that is likely to sell because it's listed. And I bought it for that reason because most likely will sell. But if I can go somewhere And this is what caught my eye when he pitched me, is pretty much that idea that I can go somewhere and I can have a stack. I can be right here and I can have the stack on the end of a rack won't be this many. It might be, but it's not going to be a whole handful of 15. And I can keep that stack right there, and I can bring Flippr up, and I can take that picture, and I can let it start analyzing what it can. The ones that are of value will be taken and set aside. And I'll kind of start figuring out that process for that, on what makes it more efficient, on how I can do that. That doesn't take long. And the same thing as I used to just take a bunch of CDs and put them in a cart and go elsewhere and go sit down. Now I don't, because I've refined my process to where now it's right there. And I'm done. Sometimes if there's a 10 or so that need to be hand typed, that's when I'll go find a chair and go sit down and get out of the way. So if it can pick a bunch of these up and I can easily be like, yes, that is most likely, that is showing me right now that it has sold. So it's showing sold and listed at the same time, underused. If it's new, obviously that's going to be a complete separate lookup, especially on eBay. And I won't even have to use Flippr for that. But it can already set those aside. It'll already be doing work for me. There's still work I'll have to do, but it's doing more efficient work for me. Saving time, and I'm allowing it. So just imagine if you came across somewhere for whichever the reason, and you had hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of CDs, and you're like, you know what? If there's a way in how I can narrow my time down to look up 20 CDs at one given time, yeah, I'd be interested in buying it. Oh, you know what? There is. Looks like I'd probably have another sale that came in. Yay! So it's probably a bigger day. So that's the point of what I'm looking for that, because I could do that with DVDs. Books I haven't done with books yet. I'm going to use it, and it's going to be a major helper in time wise, especially if you also sell on other platforms, especially Amazon. Because you can put a pretty good gander that if it's listed and selling on eBay and Amazon, you could probably put it on other sites as well. So that is that. And how I'm going to incorporate that will be in my bigger source videos. And I'll bring Flippr up a little more often. So that is the plug right there. So how's it going to turn out? I just started using it, right? So there was a few things that caught me off, but in the span of, it's not next year yet. It didn't take forever for me to figure that out on the fly and then to start making it and getting more familiar with it. It will definitely come in handy. I used to keep Declutter open as well, because I would be at stores, wherever it would be, and if I'm like, well, it's going to be 10 cents a CD, I can scan eBay. Well, it doesn't sell on eBay. I can scan Declutter. Oh, Declutter takes it for 39 cents. Yeah, I'll pay 10. It's just going to go straight to Declutter, right? I'm making 40 cents right there, 30 cents right there. But that got tedious. And now I really, with Terapeak on the eBay app, that definitely was a game changer a couple years ago, because now it's like everything you can look up right there. 3 years. There was no 90-day. Am I going to take the chance, or am I just not going to buy it? Or am I going to put the money in? With Terapeak, now you can really find out. And then that allows you to kind of figure out more specifics of, especially in media-wise, on what really to start eyeballing. And that mainly just comes down to books. CDs, it's one of those, it's going to be yep or no. It's an instant consciousness, like, no, that's every once in a while, one of those no's will pan out. But I'm limiting myself, as they say. It is. All right. Hit 200. Now I can say I did. D31. American Patchwork. All right. D31 DVD. American Patchwork. 23. So I'm going to, in time, I have to tinker with the app. Flippr. I doubt that's her theme. Have to do, but the people who created it probably thought of that. Like, there was this one kid and this one dolphin. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, and then just started calling moving one rectangle a phone, and somebody gave them a rectangle of a card, a credit card to pay for it. People have been moving rectangles and selling rectangles for a long time. Lost my train. All right, so that's going to wrap that one up. Like what you heard, like you saw, like what you learned. The thummy thing is going up. Comment down below. Subscribe, share, those all free. They help me, help you. We're helping everybody here. Appreciate it. Thank you.